welcome back to another episode of our life seasons where we talk about the different seasons of life and how we grow through it. So, in today's episode, I know I say this for a lot of episodes, but I'm really excited for today's episode because I can finally review it. I think for the previous few episodes, I did talk about um something like there will be a new beginning for me, and I'm actually currently working on something. I wouldn't say work, it's not really working on something, but rather something's happening in my life, and I wasn't very sure back then, so I didn't want to jinx it, I didn't want to say it. But now finally I'm able to say it, and I'm so glad that a new beginning awaits. So as this title, you can actually tell that I'm actually entering a different, I wouldn't say season, but rather a different part of my life where it's honestly been a long time since I'm so excited about something, and since such major things has actually happened in my life. So I want to go into detail as to how this happened and yeah, the whole entire journey of it. So the news is I'm actually leaving my 9 to 5 and I'm going to Google Traineeship. So yes, I got into Google as a traineeship for marketing, and I'm so freaking excited. I can't even tell you how shocked I am. Like even up to today, I still can't believe that this is my reality. Like it's still a pinch me moment where I look at the email and I'm like, oh my god. Okay, so without babbling on, I just kind of want to start from the very beginning of how this happened and bring you guys through the whole interview journey and what I learned from it, okay? Because there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. When I was prepping for this episode, I can't help but get so excited and I literally typed out every single thing that came to my mind. And so, I mean, as per usual, I'm not going to go with the street, but I do have something that I can refer to at the side, but I don't know if I'm going to refer to it. So we'll see. But anyways, okay, back to the story. So this came really unplanned. I did not plan to go into Google. Google, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that, oh, Google has been my dream, that I've always wanted to work in big companies like that. You know, I know a lot of people will say things like, oh, Google is a dream company of mine, and just being able to work there is amazing, blah, blah, blah. As much as it's amazing, I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't sit here and lie to you because there's no need to. So Google wasn't even in my plan. I've never in my entire life dreamt of, working in Google or even having this traineeship program with Google, just because I have this limiting belief, and as raw as it's gonna be, I want to tell you guys that I'm still working through a lot of limiting beliefs that I have, and one of them is actually, I think I mentioned this before, I don't have a uni degree. I don't have a degree. I don't intend to get one anytime soon, just because I actually treasure or cherish experiences more as compared to getting a degree. Because I've seen a lot of people, whether it's my seniors or whether people of my same age, my peers, when they go into university, coming out, they don't know what they want to do. They went there to get that degree, but end up doing something very different. And I feel like this is a very common, thing amongst uni grads, where yeah, I don't know, it's just not my thing, because I know from the very start, I know what I want to do, I know what I want to accomplish in life, I know what sparks my interest, and I know exactly what, like, I don't know. Okay, it's not that I know exactly what I'm gonna do, but it's more of like I have a certain plan, and I would say that getting a degree wasn't my priority. And it's not my priority now as well. So I know this might ruffle some feathers. I know that especially in Singapore society, not having a uni degree is like, I don't know, it's like I don't know, it's like not completing your education per se, and you're deemed as someone lower, or rather someone that's not smart. I don't know. It's just societal stuff. But I don't really care, honestly speaking. But of course, as time passed, it's still, even though I do stand by my decision right now and I still believe in what I believe, but I also understand that it's not something that's the society, or rather Singapore society, accept, and it's not the societal norm. So my goal here is not try to fit in, but anyways, yeah, so this is just one of the limiting beliefs that I have, and I'm still working through this, but it's getting better. And I that's why, because of this, like because of me not having a uni degree, I always thought that, I couldn't get in MNC. It's not that I didn't try. I did try for a few companies that are bigger companies, but I just didn't even manage to get through the first round of interview, or rather it's always, me submitting my resume and then either they ghosted me or rather just no response, right? So for the longest period of time, I think for past 1 year of trying or 2 years of trying, I decided that, you know what, it's okay. I kind of fit in the startup culture a little bit more. So I've been working with startup companies and just working with different startup companies just so because I really do enjoy the process of creating a brand and building a brand from scratch. That's just who I am. And I think partially it also kind of proves my point that, I'm not gonna get into NMC and it's just not my thing. So, with that in mind, Google was never in my plan. So, how did all this happen? Right? So, I think I would start from one day. Okay, no. Rather, I would start from me before applying for Google. Okay. So I was in for 1 year, I was in this position whereby even though I have this really positive mentality, majority of the times, or sometimes, late night thoughts, I do sit down and I start wondering what am I doing in life? Because I know I can achieve so much more. I know I'm capable of so much more that working in a 9 to 5, or rather working in a 9 to 5 that drains me emotionally and mentally, is just not working out for me. So I spend majority of my time after work thinking about what I want to do after work. Even though having our live seasons podcast is something that really sparks my interest, something that keeps me going. But at the end of the day, I think I still feel like, because this is a passion project, right? And I still feel like something's lacking, and I don't know, I just don't feel fulfilled anymore. And I start to question, like, I'm so afraid that my passion, that fire in me dies down, and I can literally feel it dying down, and I can't, like, for the love of God, I can't. I just can't accept the fact that this is life and this is it. So for the longest period of time, I've always wanted more, and I knew I was capable for more, but I just didn't know how it was going to happen. I knew that I'm not going to be working for people for long, but I just didn't know what else I was going to do or how else it was gonna happen, right? Like owning my own business, or even being able to have the freedom to travel and to create my own schedule. I think that was when I was just so lost, even though, like, on the surface level, I may seem like okay, that everything seems to be going well for me, but deep down, even my closest friend, they know that I was just messed up here in my mind. I was just so messed up that I feel so unfulfilled every single day. Like, it was to a point where I can't even cry about it anymore. Like, I just feel lost and there was no sense of identity. I didn't know what I want to do. And I knew that this job was sucking out a lot of my soul because it was taking a lot of my time out, and it was just not fulfilling anymore. So I've always wanted to leave, but I just was so afraid, and I was so comfortable. I think this was it. I was so comfortable being in my comfort zone because it became my comfort zone. I have a good pay, and everything's just seems normal in a sense, whereby I'm just so comfortable doing the things that I do every single day. And yeah, I just started to get used to that life. And if you don't know me, I am someone that loves adventure. I'm someone that needs like novelty every single other month. So being comfortable, just, yeah, like all the sirens and all the bells are literally going off, and be like, oh my god, you can't, like, why are you doing this? Like, you need something new. My soul was craving so much novelty and creativity that I couldn't even give my soul, and I couldn't even fulfill my soul for it because I was so very tired from after work, and just, yeah, I was just so mentally drained. So I think, of course, like as per usual, I would actually talk to my mom about it, and I started to go into this whole cycle of just ranting and just complaining about, how I don't know how I'm gonna get to where I want to be, blah 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 blah. Of course, I talked to my colleague about it, and she's like literally the hero of this story because one day she literally sat beside me. I think she was serving her notice back then, and then she told me that, hey, you should try to apply for this Google traineeship. And I was like, what the heck is that? I've never heard of this traineeship. I've never, like I mentioned, I don't really honestly care because I always thought that I couldn't get in MNC or big companies like that. What more Google, right? So I was like, you know what? I don't know. She's like, you are lost. Like, why not just try it out? What's the worst that can happen? And she pushed me real hard to try. And then I was like saying that, oh, I don't have, like, I was coming up with all sorts of excuses, okay? I was like, I don't have like an updated resume. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't think they would want me because I don't have a degree. She's a degree holder. So she applied for it and she's like, you should try it. And I'm like, nah, I don't have a degree holder. I blah, blah, blah. And she was like, just do it now. And I think that was when, like, the stern, like her stern voice literally made me so like, I don't know, it shook something out of me, and I'm like, okay, just try. Like, there's nothing to lose, and I'm always up for adventure, right? I'm always someone that um says that I don't want to live life with regret. I'm gonna try whatever it is that comes my way, whatever it is that the universe has put in my path. So I was like, you know what? Okay. So I spent the next 2 hours doing up my resume, like updating my resume, and I just submitted the application. Mind you, this application, the deadline for this application I think was a few days later. So I only had a few days to try to put it there, and I was just like, oh my god, okay, let me just try and just submit everything and I'm done. So I know that for majority of the MNCs, they do require at least 2 or 3 rounds of interview, and I am someone that hates like multiple rounds of interview just because I don't see a point in it. Okay, I understand that certain companies have a culture, especially bigger companies, they have a culture of going through multiple rounds of interview to make sure that you're the right candidate. So all like by far um all the companies that I applied to, they only have one interview, and I got in like, just one. I don't have to attend so many because I just can't. Okay, so knowing that, it was just like, I don't know, I just kind of, I wouldn't say I half test it, but I just kind of apply it for fun, and all I had in mind was like, let me just try. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen. Just try. She was so like encouraging. She was like, oh my god, you should just try. You should just try. Like, who knows? It might get you out of this situation that you're in. And I really hated being in that situation that I was in, and I was always complaining about it. I hate myself for complaining about it and not doing anything about it. But it was just like this devil and this endless cycle of just ranting and ranting and complaining. I believe everyone has this experience where you just sit here and complain. Even right now, you may think about a particular situation that you're just sitting and complaining and not doing anything about it. It sucks because I don't want to be someone that's like that, right? Coming onto this podcast, I mentioned a lot of times that I don't want to complain anymore. I don't want to be someone that is so reactive to life. I want to take control over my life and start planning things accordingly and just start to really live life on my own terms. So that was that. I applied. 2 weeks later, she actually got an email for her first round of interview, her getting in the first round, and then like, going for multiple rounds of interview, this and that. And I remember thinking that when she told me that, I was genuinely happy for her. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my god, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna get in. Like, I didn't receive the email, whatever. And then chugging it aside, a few days later, I actually did receive an email from Google. I remember going to the toilet, like halfway through walking to the toilet, and I'm like, I received an email, and I'm like, no, you must be kidding me. The first thing that came up to my mind was, is this a scam? It's so funny because I couldn't believe it myself that I got in the first round of interview, and I was like, oh my god, you must be kidding me. This must be a scam. So I screenshotted that email, and I sent it to my friend, to my colleague, and asked her if it was real. And she's like, yeah, this is the email address. And I'm like, oh my god, holy crap. I was so shocked. I was like, okay, this might be I might be onto something, but at the same time, it was still so like new. It was still so like, at like, how do I put it? It was still at the beginning, and I was nowhere near at the end. So anyways, long story short, I arranged for the interview timing. Everything falls perfectly. I don't know why, but just the timing falls perfectly. I was running events at that point in time, and I do start work a little later. So prior to my event, I was actually taking on the interviews at, like Coffee Bean, just to get like myself going before I can run to the event venue itself. So everything was hectic. I remember going in the very first interview very nervous because I just didn't know what to expect. It was my first time interviewing for such a big company. And I know that a lot of people are probably vying for that position, and it's just insane. So I think 1 minute before the interview, I remember looking at the clock, and I told myself that I'm just gonna do my best. I'm just gonna pretend like it's every other interview that I go to. I don't have anything prepped. So if it's mine, it's mine. If not, it's fine. So that's what I told myself, and I went in the interview. And apparently I nailed the first interview. And a few days later, I got another email stating that I got into the second round of interview. And I'm like, you must be kidding me. At this stage, honestly, I was just thinking that, okay, they're probably just allowing people to just go through the interview because it's a traineeship position. It's nothing major, it's nothing special. So I downplayed a lot of things. And looking back, I wish I didn't, because it shows a lot on like my confidence level with myself and my abilities. When I talk so much about, you know, having confidence with your abilities, I'm still struggling with it. Okay, this is just the raw version of life, and this is just how it is. And I'm being very honest with you guys. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. I do have times where I'm still working on my confidence, and it's not at its peak, but it's getting there. So I literally went for the second round of interview. Everything was fine. Bear in mind that during this period of time, the event runs for a whole entire month. So I was still going back and forth with events. I was still working at 9 to 5. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I was just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do in life, and just trying every possible, like, you know, opportunities that I can get. So fast forward to the third round of interview. This is where it starts to get interesting, because I thought that there were 4 stages of interview. Apparently there's only 3. So when I was at the last round of interview, I everything falls perfectly in the timeline whereby, you know, the interview timing was just before my event started, was just before my 9 to 5, so I could get it over and done with, and I thought it was perfect. When I went into the call, there was no one in the call, and I was like, oh my god, you must, like, what's going on? And then it turns out that the interviewer, he had a family emergency that day, so we had to reschedule it. And I was like, I don't have time to reschedule. I don't have any other dates that I can hop on the call, because I am working at 9 to 5. I can't just take time off, because I used all my annual leave for my San Francisco trip that was coming up the very next week. So I was so crazy, and they were like telling me, oh, you can't miss this interview, because if you miss this interview, then we'll move on to the next candidate, and, you know, we don't want you to miss this opportunity. And I was like, I don't want to miss this opportunity as well. But I don't know why, but at that stage, I think with everything that was going on in my mind, and everything that was going on at work, I was so frustrated, I was so triggered, I was just so angsty. And I was like, I remember telling my mom, you know what? If this interview can't be scheduled according to the time that I want it to, this is it. Like, I'm not gonna bother trying, because it's not meant for me. Because if it's meant for me, everything, I trust that the universe is gonna place things properly in divine timing. And if it's not, it's not. I don't give a damn. I can't give a single flying, yeah. I don't care. Like, I was so pissed off. And that was when I think, like, I remember telling the universe that if this is for me, you better make sure it's worth it. I know it's not the best tone ever, but I was so frustrated that I said that. I said, this better be worth my time, because I'm literally trying my best to schedule out the time exactly and perfectly before the event starts and before everything, just so that, you know, I get stuff in. And I just, obviously I can't be taking the interview during my working hours, right? Because I wasn't serving notice back then. I didn't even tender yet. And I knew that for me to be able to qualify for this traineeship, I needed my notice period to end on the 31st of October, because this traineeship starts on the 1st of November. So I was playing everything very really tightly. It was close to, I think, or was it August? Yeah, it was close to August when I was having all these interviews and stuff like that. And I knew that I needed to throw my letter, or rather I knew I needed to hand in my resignation soon, because if not, I'm not gonna make it for this. So I remember during the call, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm serving my notice, and I don't even know what the heck I was doing. Okay, it was a white lie, I would say. But I didn't know what I was doing. So I knew that I didn't want to stay in this company anymore, but I just didn't know where else I was gonna go. I also knew that I didn't want to just hop to another company and restart this whole entire thing. And I know it was gonna be uncomfortable. So there were a lot of things that were still up in the air. I didn't have any definite answers. I didn't even know I was gonna get this role or not. But I think what I had in mind was that my initial plan was that if I don't, I mean, I'm gonna resign anyways, and then I'll see what comes up next. Like, either I'll just be traveling around, or Google. But Google was like my last option. Like, I didn't even think that I was gonna get it. So I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be like plucking strawberries in Sydney or something like that. I don't know. I was looking at plans to actually really just hop around countries and go to Bali for 6 months, because I've always wanted to do that. So yeah. So that was that. I didn't know exactly what was gonna happen, but I knew that I didn't want to stay in this company anymore. So I decided to tender. I decided to hand in my resignation, I think, on the 30th of 30th or 31st of August. And that was when I decided that, okay, this was it. I don't know, I had a lot of fear in me. I kid you know, I was really really stressed out. I was really scared. At the same time, I trusted the universe was gonna put things my way. It was everything's gonna happen in divine timing. The universe is gonna take care of me. So I was literally in this period of like the angel and devil conversation every single time for that whole entire month. I was just so scared. I didn't know what I was gonna do. And there was so many things that were coming up because I was going for my trip and I needed to have enough um money for that trip to pay off that trip. And if I don't work, I'm not gonna have that financial stability. And you know what's gonna happen? I have like bills to pay, this and that. So I think I was in this mess, and I just decided one day I was like, I'm so sick and tired of me being constantly being in this fear and being so reactive to my environment. And I trusted that whatever that was gonna happen anyways. So I might as well just enjoy the ride, right? And it's been something that I've been talking about. So looking back at all my podcast episodes, it's really very good. I would say it's really a good episode for me to kind of coach myself on it. So whenever I look back, I think I remember looking back at one of like the episodes and me saying that, you know, just enjoy the process because and trust in the universe divine timing. And I was like, oh, this is for me. I needed to hear that. And so I decided to trust in the universe and know that, you know, I would not like literally be left on the streets and just die. So anyways, that was what happened. And fast forward, I tendered my resignation and I just went on my trip, not thinking much about it. And guess what? Second week of my trip, just mind you, I was in San Francisco, so my Singapore number wasn't working, obviously, and they couldn't reach me. And I was thinking like, okay, whatever it is, I think they are gonna like email me either ways, right? So true enough, they couldn't reach me twice on my Singapore phone number. So they decided to email me and they were like, oh, this is urgent. Like, we need to get on a call with you ASAP. And I was like, okay, like what's so urgent about it? So I decided to get on a call with them. We did a Google Meets, obviously. And the first thing that I remember this moment so clearly because I was literally sitting in my hotel on my bed. I was watching Netflix, just chilling, enjoying my, was it a Saturday? I think I was just enjoying a Saturday like evening to myself. And the HR called and he was like saying, congratulations, you're in this Google traineeship and we're happy to have you on board. And I'm like, wait, no. What? I was so shocked that I couldn't even speak. Like nothing came out of my mouth. And it was so silent on the call that he had to ask, are you excited? Like, are you happy? And I'm like, oh yeah, I am. Like, I just need time to process this. I was so happy, but at the same time, so shocked and so confused. Like, what's going on? Because I clearly remember telling my mom that I feel like I flunked the last interview because I didn't know what the heck I was talking about. I just went with the flow. And everything was just so hectic leading up to that because there was so much going on with my work, running for events, prepping for my trip, and making sure I have all the documents that I needed to go to travel and whatnot. So yeah, so that was that. And I like up to today, I'm still very, 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 very shocked as to how all this happened and how did I even end up here? So of course I have to thank my friend, my colleague. She's really, 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 really someone that I am very appreciative of, and I believe that the universe has sent her my way for me to apply this. This may sound really silly to some of you who don't believe in manifestations or who don't believe in divine timing or in the universe or in higher spirits or whatever, but just know that this was what happened for me, and I believe that she was sent to me by the universe to make sure that, you know, I applied for it, to overcome this limiting belief of, like, to tell myself that, you know, look, you're able to do it with your capabilities and capacity. Your abilities, you're able to do it. Like, you can do it and it's possible for you. So I think I just kind of want you guys or whoever that's listening, if you're you're in the same situation where you feel like you don't have a degree or you're not as good as people, the rest of the people out there, just know that you have your own unique capabilities and personality that is going to differ you from the rest of the people. Your experience is going to differ you from the rest of the people, as long as you believe that that is what makes you you. Because I feel like one of the things that I hold really close to me is that no matter what people say or no matter what the society say or what the societal norm is, I believe that there will be something, whether it's my personality or whether it's the way that I think or how I portray myself or how I carry myself, it's gonna make a difference to the recruiters out there. It's going to make a difference to whoever that interacts with you, because I always make it a point to speak the truth and only the truth, and also to know because I know exactly what I want, and I know like my future plans, and I'm not afraid to say it. I don't really care like how it's gonna benefit the company, or how it's gonna, I don't know, like if there's any politically correct answers to, say during the interview. I don't care about that. I honestly just say whatever that I want to say, and I just leave it as that. And I feel like this is like my honesty, and also just me knowing exactly what I want to do is apparently what makes me stand out from the rest of the people, I guess. So I would say that, yeah, just know to always speak your truth, especially for this podcast. I think this podcast, the reason why I started it was to encourage myself, to remind myself, and also to you guys to know that there will always be something that's special about you. This is just one thing. You just have to believe in yourself and put yourself out there. Okay, because this experience has really taught me to put myself out there, and to never ever 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 like allow my limiting belief to stand in my way for growth, and to stand in my way of opportunities. Because imagine if my colleague didn't push me, imagine if she didn't tell me that it's okay to just try, I would never, never, never ever have actually applied for it, because I always thought that I couldn't. And this experience has really opened my eye up to, the possibilities that I can have, the possibilities that the universe is willing to give me, because I'm ready for it. And I've been working on myself for the longest period of time now, and I feel like I'm ready to let go of this limiting belief. I'm ready to step into the new future, the new beginning, and I'm so glad to be able to bring you guys along with me on this journey. And I just can't wait to update you guys on, what's going on, and my life as a Google trainee. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Like, I am a Google trainee from the 1st of November. Okay. Oh, yeah. I just kind of want to, I know it's a little bit like here and there, but I just kind of want to say that the reason why I say that everything happens in divine timing is because when I was submitting my resignation letter and I was filling up my last date, because my notice period is 2 months, it's super long. And when I was writing it out, I realized that 31st of October is gonna be my last day. And I start the Google traineeship in time on the 1st of November. And I'm like, talking about divine timing. Like, this can't get any better. And I knew that it's so funny, because I remember like how I said I was like battling with the universe, and I was saying this better be worth it. Right now, it feels as if like the universe was telling me that, oh, this is better than what you expected it to be. You think that you're not gonna get it? I'm gonna give you something better than that. Like, I'm gonna wash away all your limiting beliefs. I'm gonna make you believe in yourself so much so that you're so proud of yourself that people around you will be so proud of you, and you are able to see this from a different perspective and see how far you've come. I feel like this was what like the universe was gonna tell me, what is telling me, and it's saying that, I'm gonna show you it's time to move on from this limiting belief and to really have confidence with yourself. Because I always thought, prior to this, I always thought that I had a lot of confidence, and I feel like, I'm someone that I would say I'm rather confident, because I know exactly like what differs me from the rest of my peers, and I'm able to kind of carry myself well enough. And but at the same time, there's this fine line between having confidence and being cocky, right? I'm always very careful. And I feel like, looking back, I didn't even have confidence, or enough confidence in myself, because I was doubting myself, and I was telling myself that, all these stories of you're not enough for big companies, you're only able to play with the small fish within the small pond with all the um startup companies. I'm not saying that startup companies are bad, or rather, it's not as good as MNCs, but I'm just saying that, I was comfortable playing in the startup industry. But now that I'm moving up, I'm like, oh wow, like the ocean is so much bigger than what I thought it was gonna be. And it scary? Yes, it is, because it's very new to me. But at the same time, I'm also very excited, because honestly, I don't know what this is gonna bring me. It's a very different type of marketing that I've been doing, but something that I've also been interested in. And what better way to have this opportunity, because this traineeship literally gives you a certification, and also um on hand experience, where by 3 months I will be learning a lot of marketing and advertising, and then 9 months I will actually be working in like the Google offices with the marketing team. So it's a total of 1 year. So I know that, my 1 year, I'm gonna make the best out of it. And after 1 year, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Honestly speaking, I'm not gonna tell you that, oh, I'm gonna try to climb the corporate ladder, I'm gonna be in Google as a full timer, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna say that because honestly, I don't really know what's gonna come for me for 1 month, 1 year, and during this 1 year, I don't know what's gonna happen. So fingers crossed. But I always, like I say, I do believe that whatever happens, gonna happen for me for a reason. And right now, I'm so shocked at how peaceful I feel and how calm I am, knowing that I don't know what's gonna happen during this 1 year or after this 1 year, whether or not I'm still gonna stay here and stuff like that. But I'm just so glad. And it was a really hard decision for me because I just want to point out and say that I wasn't per se like excited for this opportunity, or rather, I wasn't like dying for it. I just went in the interview and I went in this opportunity thinking that, oh, it'll be fun. Let me just try. And I know this might ruffle some feathers. People or you guys might think that, some people might think that, oh my god, she's so ungrateful. Like, why are you treating this as some sort of game? Like, how many people are actually fighting for this position and you're here just treating it as a game. And yeah, but the thing is that it's because of my mentality and it's because of the way I approach this whole situation, I'm able to get it. Believe me or not, I've been through a lot of situations where the more I wanted that particular situation, or the more that I wanted that job, the more I can't get it. It's just how the universe works. It's just how life works. It's so funny. I don't know why, but you realize that every single time you decided to open inverted give up on something, the thing just comes to you. And I think it was because of this mentality that I have, that it doesn't really matter if I don't get in, it's fine, at least I tried. And I honestly did, as much as I was talking about how chaotic the whole entire journey was, I did enjoy like the whole process of um how do I put it, like I did enjoy going into Starbucks and just sitting there and just having the interview and just, I don't know, like being able to be given this opportunity to actually go through rounds of interview. I think it was quite fun. It was really different from what I expected it to be. And all the anger and frustration, despite all that, I'm able to push through it. I think one of the things that I feel like right now, looking back, one of the lessons that I needed to learn was also patience, and how badly I want it. Even though I didn't really want it as badly as like the rest of the people, but I feel like it was a great opportunity for me. So I don't want you guys to take it in the wrong way, whereby I'm not grateful. I'm super super grateful for the opportunities, and I'm still in shock as of now. And I'm very 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 appreciative of this opportunity, and I busted my ass to be here. Okay, even though Google may not be part of my dream, but I would say that I did go through my fair share of difficulties in life, of obstacles in life, of open inverted failures in life, to be where I am today, to get in with my abilities and also with my potential. And I feel like that is something that I need to defend myself for, and to say that, you know, because of where I am today, because of the things that I've gone through, I am this strong and I'm able to sit here and tell you guys that I made it. Like, I really made it. So I hope that, my story, whoever that, I want you guys to celebrate with me. Of course, I'm not gonna be like, I don't want you to take it in the wrong way where I'm bragging. I want you guys to celebrate, milestones with me. This is part of the seasons of my life. And like I mentioned, like, it's just, I want to be able to look back at this in a few years time, even in 1 year time, and be like, oh my god, reliving this moment. And I hope that whoever that's listening to this, if you are still having limiting beliefs of, whether or not you are capable, or you're questioning yourself, or whether or not you're gonna reach your desires, or you're gonna reach your goal, just know that the day that you start trusting yourself, the day that you start believing in yourself, even when no one else believes in you, and stand by your choices, know that the universe is gonna help you. Know that you're gonna live a life that is so fulfilling, that you feel like you don't need to answer to anyone. I think that's the most important thing in life, where you don't have to answer to anyone by yourself, because you will be going through life yourself, you're the only person that will stick through life, that you have to be there in your life, right? No one else will. And everyone else is so busy worrying about their future, worrying about their own life, that sometimes they portray this fear, they portray their limiting beliefs onto you. And it's just normal. Just know that, there's no right or wrong in this. Just know that as long as you know exactly what you want to do, that you believe in yourself before anyone else, you're gonna go so far in life. Because one thing that brought me this far, looking back, I believe in myself so much, so much, even though it's like subtly, like every single night I'll just sit there and I'll just, say affirmations, or even just sit there and start journaling about how incredible I'm gonna be and how much I feel like I'm gonna succeed in life. I'm just not there yet, but slowly and surely I'll get there. I know I'm just meant to succeed, and I'm like the universe favorite. So all this might be a little bit like, oh my god, like cringy to you, or rather you might be like, that's a lie. But trust me, you have to be your biggest supporter. You have to be your biggest cheerleader before anyone believes in you. Because anything or everything that you see right now, whether or not it's your phone, or whether or not it's your laptop, or I don't know, anything that you see was someone's vision. And trust me, I know this, that this vision was loved by so many people. And but the creator believes in his or her ability to bring this to life. His or her vision was so clear in their mind that they are like, you know what, it's okay, I may look like a fool right now, but few years down the road, few months down the road, however long down the road, you're gonna see that this is gonna work. Same for the iPhone, or whatever phone that you're using right now, was someone's idea. So know that whatever idea that you have may seem stupid right now to people, but it every amazing thing starts from an idea. Okay, this podcast started from an idea. This microphone started from an idea. This, I don't know, necklace started from an idea, right? So I would say that as long as you think about that future, or as long as you think about that success and how badly you want it, don't worry about the when or how it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen when you're ready. Just know that the universe will always give you things that you need, instead of things that you want. Okay, so this is just some of the things that I talk about, and I know I talked about this in last week's episode, where the 24 lessons that I've learned in life, and this is one of the lessons. If you want to know what lessons I've learned, and some of the most precious lessons that I've learned throughout my whole entire year, just head on to the previous episode. I talk a lot about it there. So yeah, so this was a hectic journey, and I'm so excited. I'm starting Google next week, and I just can't wait to see what's gonna come. And I say that, like, this opportunity has brought up a lot of lessons for me, and never have I thought that I will be where I am today. What more to even step into a company that is this big, that I know that is so many people's dream. And I remember when I actually put it on my Instagram story, just so that I could put it on my highlight under milestones. There were a couple of people that were so proud of me, and they actually DM me and say that, oh, I'm so proud of you. Like, I can't, like, I've always known that you could be doing something greater, that you have so much potential in you, and I'm so shocked at the potential that people see in me that sometimes you don't even see in yourself. But if you don't have people like that cheering you on, just know that I am here for you, cheering you on. I know that everyone is so different, and everyone has their own capabilities and own potential that we don't see ourselves, because we are our biggest critics. Okay, and we are our most, like, hated person. I don't know why we hate on ourselves so much, or rather we don't believe in ourselves unless someone else's believe in us, and this has got to go. Okay, believe in yourself first, please. Whatever it takes, just sit there, tell yourself, and write it down, journal it, meditate, I don't know, whatever it takes. Just allow yourself to believe in your capabilities and yourself, so that you can open up so much opportunities. Because when I started to really fully believe, and when I say believe, it's not just, oh, I believe in myself, it's really feeling it within your heart, and having this surge of, like, excitement of the possibilities that's gonna come your way, and know that the universe is gonna take care of the rest. Know that your desires are for you for a reason, and as long as you believe in yourself, as long as you believe in your idea that you're gonna one day turn it into reality, you're gonna get really far. Because right now, I may seem to have my life figured out, but I don't. I'm still figuring things out like every single day. Like I mentioned, I don't know what I'm gonna do 1 year later. I don't know how I'm gonna be, like how my life's gonna end up being. But I know that every single day I'm trying my best to live my best life, to have no regrets, to try out anything and everything that I want to try out. And you should too. So this is something that, I want to bring us along, and to know that we can live a life that is so fulfilling. We can live a life that is filled with so much trust in ourselves. Because let me tell you, if everyone were to start believing in themselves, this world would be a better place. Because then we don't look down on people, then we don't compare ourselves to anyone, because we are fulfilled ourselves, we are complete ourselves, and we focus on what we want to achieve, and we don't have the extra time to look at someone else's dream and shit on it. Okay, because I feel like the worst thing that you can do is to shit on your own dreams, because that's the end of it. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who will? Even like even you yourself don't believe in your dreams and what you can accomplish, no one else will. Because like I mentioned a lot of times, your confidence level would actually, whatever energy that you're vibrating on, you attract whatever energy that is similar to yours. So if you're vibrating on a really low energy, people that you attract will always be a low, like vibrating on a low energy, because like attracts like. This is just how the universe works, law of attraction. So just know that every single day try to raise your energy little by little. I know it's not easy. It's not a thing that you just with a flick and then you decided that, okay, I'm going to be confident, and you start feeling confident. It takes a lot of practice. I'm still practicing. Like, even though it's been, I would say, 2 years working on my confidence, I'm still struggling a little bit sometimes. But like I said, I'm gonna change this story. I'm gonna change this limiting belief every single day. Whenever I find myself, shit talking about myself and be like, oh my god, like I don't think I can. I immediately switch that narrative and be like, I can. Prove it to me, I can. Because whatever your mind focuses on, you're gonna find experiences that are gonna back it up, right? So every single day when you're making decisions like that, just know that the universe will help provide you with experiences to back up whatever that you think, or whatever that you tell yourself. Okay, so I would say that I kind of live both worlds of what's gonna try to see. Let me see. Okay, yeah, so I would say, like, if you need to take away anything in this podcast, I would say is to know to let go of control as well. Whatever plan that you have, it will happen. Okay, it will happen. It's just, it may not be now, it may not be in the timeline that you plan it to be, but trust that the universe knows what's best for you. Let go. As long as you let go, and as long as you know exactly what you want, you believe that you can get what you want, take the action, leave the rest to the universe, and the universe will show you that it's possible. Because I have lived two different lives. The one where I want to control everything, I want things to happen now, to happen in a specific direction and in a specific way, and I try to control, and when it doesn't happen, I get frustrated, I get dejected, my whole entire like day or life or even month gets ruined, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't, like. And then I start to feed myself more negativity and prove myself more that I can't make it, I can't get to where I want to go. And I've also lived a life where I decided to let go right now. I decided to let go. I decided to trust in the universe. I decided to trust that everything's gonna happen in divine timing. I decide that I am gonna be the one that is gonna live this life. I am gonna be the one that is in control of my mind. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. I'm gonna take certain things with a pinch of salt, and it doesn't resonate with me. I'm gonna leave it as it is. I'm gonna live life the way I want to, the way that I feel most fulfilled. I'm gonna try whatever that is gonna come my way, and I'm gonna trust in myself and in the universe. So these two different lives, obviously, it's which one I picked, and I can tell you that so much of my manifestations has been coming in like rapid. Like, I'm not even joking, it's this quick when I start to let go. I think there was one day I just decided that, you know what, I'm sick and tired of me trying to control everything, because I can't control anything and everything in my life. So let me just go with the flow. And I'm just gonna do my best to live life every single day, to live the best life that I can live every single day, and leave the rest up to the universe. And when I do that, and when I start connecting with my inner soul, with my inner child, with my calling, just comes so rapidly. My manifestations just come out of nowhere. I literally have times where I just say it out loud and then be like, I want to have this and I desire to have this. And the next thing you know, literally within few hours or even within few like days or even weeks, I get it. Because I'm not sitting around worrying about whether or not the universe is going to give me what I want. Because I put it out there, I trust that it's going to come and I take the action. Because when you sit and you start worrying about whether or not it's going to come your way or whether or not it's going to happen the way you want it to, you spend a lot of time just worrying about it and you don't have the time to actually take action. Because the time that you spend worrying about it, your fears, your limiting beliefs are gonna start building up, your confidence levels gonna start dropping, and you end up not doing anything productive. You end up not taking action because you are either afraid of failure or you're either afraid of um how others gonna perceive you, or you're afraid that if you take action, sometimes it's funny, sometimes you're afraid of the success that it might comes with it or the responsibility that it might comes with it. So I would say to sit with yourself and to really know exactly what comes up, what limiting beliefs that you have, what are you telling yourself day to day. A very good way to find this out is that whenever you talk about your beliefs, or rather whenever you talk about your certain goals, there will be this one annoying like thought that pops out in your mind. But I can't, but you know you can't do that. But what if I fail, what if this happens, what if that happens. So all these but and what ifs, I think you have to be very 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 I would say conscious about them, because you have to catch them and be like, okay, so plug this out, put it down in your journal and start journaling as to why you can instead of why you can't. um there are certain words like I can't because, or rather this is not for me because, or people say because, I should do this, I need to do that because. So all this, you know yourself that what are the type of excuses, or rather what are the type of beliefs that you have actually carry on in your life for so long because of what other people are saying is not necessarily your life. Just know that whatever reality that you're facing right now, you can change them. And the only way to change your reality is to start by changing your thoughts. Because like I mentioned a lot of times before, your current reality is actually a delay. No, not a delay, but your current reality is actually based off of your past belief, your past stories. Okay, everything is delayed. It's like delayed gratification. Whatever thoughts that you have right now is going to affect your future. So if you're still having the same exact thoughts every single day, the same exact limiting beliefs every single day, the same shitty money mindset, or same shitty, I don't know, mindset that you have around life, you feel like you're the victim of life, that you can't do anything. You can't do anything. Whatever that you say, whatever that you tell yourself is right, unless you start to change it. Okay, so if you tell yourself that you can't do it, you can't do it. If you tell yourself that you can. So choose which side you want to play on, because trust me, when you're on the other side of everything is possible, even though it may seem like it's impossible, you're gonna find a way to make it possible. Okay, I know this is a little bit of like a mind boggle, but yeah, that's all I kind of want to say. And I just want you guys to celebrate this with me. And I know that I am very proud of myself, and I know that I've made a lot of people proud, even my parents proud. So, and I have lived a life that is so much more fulfilling right now. And I know that it's so funny because going to my office, um there's this really really long walkway, and I remember always visualizing how it would be like for the day that I'm serving my notice and my last day walking this aisle. How would it feel? How would where would I be? What would it feel like? I kid you not, every other day I'm literally walking that, because I have to walk that route to the toilet and to go back to the office, and I have to walk that route every single day, like almost more than like 5 times a day. So every time that I walked it out, I remember telling myself that one day I'm gonna walk down this path. This is gonna be the end of my time here. I'm gonna walk down this path for the very last time, knowing that once I exit that door, I'm gonna be somewhere better. I don't know where I was gonna be, but I told myself that I was gonna be somewhere better. Whether or not it's working for myself, whether or not it's traveling, whether or not it's in a better position. So I think this actually helped me. This visualization actually helped me to manifest this opportunity, this Google opportunity, and I can't be grateful enough. I can't tell you how shocked I am and how much I want you guys to be able to experience the same thing as well. It may not be Google, it may be your dream company, it may be your dream life, your dream lifestyle, whatever it is. I feel like any growth, any form of growth is still growth. Any form of achievement is still achievement. Any form of milestone is still milestone. Whether no matter how big or small it is, celebrate every single milestone so that when you hit bigger milestones, you would feel like, okay, anyway, you would feel like any other milestones because you've actually been celebrating and appreciating life in general. So that's all I want to say for today's episode. I hope that you guys enjoy my little story time and also my takeaway. And yeah, celebrate with me. Let me know, if there's any topics that you want me to talk about. But I would say I'm really glad to be able to share this milestone with you. Whoever that's listening, you are taking the time to listen to my story, to my ramble. And I know it's not like the perfect podcast. Okay, I'm gonna catch myself right there. It is the perfect podcast because I'm doing my best here. So I hope that you enjoy it as much as I do enjoy speaking about my experience and reliving it. So I can't wait to see where life brings us because you're on this with me. I hope that you take lessons from this and it kind of impacts your life, or rather it inspires you to change your mindset or to change your life a little bit more. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.